What's up, everybody on Facebook and YouTube? Let me know when you are on so I know that I'm not talking to myself because that would be weird. And make sure that the sound and video is okay. Matter of fact, let me move up the microphone here so you get the optimal, smooth, silky tones of Chris M. Walker. Yes, I just did refer to myself in the third person. No, I don't regret it. A couple folks just joined on Instagram. Oh, what's up, Artie and Michelle? Jason says, what's up, Chris? What's up, Jason? Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Adam just joined on Instagram. What's up, Adam? Adam, you do not discriminate from one platform to the other. I've seen you on all three. Craig says, I'm just here for the water cooler. Well, there's a decent chance you're going to be disappointed, Craig. Seriously, though, thanks for joining. I wish I had a water cooler. Adam says, how are you, Chris? I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you are as well. We'll now go to Facebook. You're going to give me a whiplash or something. As usual, I'm just sharing this around the interwebs. I've been listening to too much Frank Kern. He always calls it the interwebs. Today's topic is freelancing versus Shopify. Truth told, it's not that much different than when we did freelancing versus e-commerce the other day, but it's another keyword. I hope you guys checked out the video I did earlier today on the case study for outsourcing everything to Legiit. Sorry, I've neglected that for so long, but you know, there's only so many hours in the day. And making videos is much more tiresome than it looks. At least it is for me. Your mileage may vary. Somebody in one of my groups the other day said, was talking about doing a YouTube channel and saying you make a little extra money with that. I was like, you do? And he's like, and it's passive. I was like, it's not really passive at all. Making videos is actually a lot of work. I think my content is good. I don't know that my video quality is all that great, but I can't imagine how the people that do have really high quality videos, how much time they must put into it. So if you are on, say hello and let me know that you are here. And, let me know if there are any technical issues, video, sound quality, quiche recipes, whatever. All right. A couple more shares, and then we are all done. So if anybody has any questions or anything they'd like to chit chat about, let me know. If not, that's okay too. I really need to find a way to keep the beginning portion of this more interesting, because it's mostly just me sitting there sharing and not saying much. And I can't imagine that's especially entertaining. We've got Eli and Love Will Save the World on Instagram. So we got about 15 people on right now, starting to pile in a little bit. So let me know what's going on with you. You don't necessarily have to ask a question. Just let me know how you doing, how you living. Indica says, hey, Chris. Hey, Indica, haven't seen you in a few days. Hope you're doing well. Always a pleasure. Hope you're getting through, everything that's going on without too much trouble. That applies to all of you, of course. Could you just stream a 1-minute countdown timer while you share it? I don't think so. Well, yeah, I guess I could do that. But I don't know. Maybe there may be some. I'm going to talk to some people that do these and see how they go. You should start with SEO news of the day. I don't know that there's enough SEO news every day to do that, but that's not a bad idea, like a daily whatever. Between this and Profit Academy Daily and the kind of fun project I've been doing with useless quarantine facts, my creativity, I guess, or ability to come up with topics is being put to the test. And that's okay. Life is all about tests in some ways, but yeah, it's harder than it looks. I don't know how vloggers do it. Like, say what you want about, like, I'm trying to think of even who is a popular vlogger, like Jake Paul or PewDiePie or somebody who puts out videos every day, or at least did at one point. They may get paid for acting ridiculous, but they are putting out content every day. So Paris Hilton is another one like that I kind of admire, to be honest, because she puts out so much content. Giving back always just joined on Instagram. RL says, Chris, do you know any Chrome extension that allows us to see inspect pages easily, to see page titles, H tags, etc.? Not off the top of my head. That's actually, if somebody knows one, let me know. If not, that's actually a pretty good idea and probably would be pretty easy to develop. So, but no, I don't, not a Chrome extension. I know some SaaS that do that. Audit does that, and some others, plenty of others do that. And there may be like SEO Quake or something might do it, but I just don't know. That's a great idea, though. The Surfer extension might do it. I really don't know, though. It's a good question. Glenn says, go to Search Engine Land and read a couple new articles and comment on them. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I am not really a big fan of theirs, but yeah. RL says, I know there's an extension already. I just can't find it. Let me tag Jeff. That feels like something he would know. Let's see if he knows. I feel like that's something he's going to have the answer to, because he's really handy with those sorts of things. But I don't know. Watchlist says, can you just right click and inspect? Sorry, it's probably a dumb answer. Like you can see the H tags. You can definitely do that, but I think that the reason that he doesn't want that is because you have to kind of search through the whole code that way. You'd have to do like a control F and try to find all the H1s and things like that. So Amber says SEO Minion does on-page analysis. Well, there you go. Jeff says, what are you looking for? It was not on here. RL was asking, is there a Chrome extension that allows us to see, inspect pages easily to see page titles, H tags, etc.? And I didn't know if one. Amber says SEO Minion does that, and I thought maybe you would know as well. Watchlist says, okay, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. We got 973 on Instagram and Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Always a pleasure. Good turnout today. So, Watchlist made his first sale on Legiit today. Or I guess yesterday, technically. So let's all give him a round of applause, even if it was from me. And let's take a look at what's going down. Let's see what SEO Minion is. I've never heard of that. RL says, thanks, Amber. That was it. Awesome. Teamwork. Let's bring that up on screen and see what it looks like, because I've never heard of it. And no one's really talking, so. SEO Minion is the best for this. Won't break down this. Most won't break down this way. Interesting. I have never heard of that. Let's go install that bad boy. All right. So let's check out a site. See what it does, because I've never heard of it before. Look at that. That's really cool. I can see where that would be very handy. So, yeah. Thank you for the suggestion, ladies, gentlemen, and Jeff. So there you go. Let me go ahead and drop that in the chat. That might help out some folks. And let's stop sharing. Right, going on 15 minutes. Man, time flies. Let me know what else you would like to chat about, or if you don't want to chat about anything, we can do that too. Hope everyone is doing well and having a great day. I know I am. Uh-oh. Instagram paused there for a second. WooCommerce versus Shopify. So, I don't really. I will say that WooCommerce has some things that at least when I tried to use it several years ago, that it wasn't super user friendly to do, and Shopify is easier, but WooCommerce is free and it's more flexible and has more functionality. And again, it's free. Like Shopify feels like it's cheap because it's like $19 a month or whatever to start, but to make it do any of the cool stuff that you really need in order to do well, you're gonna have to buy all these extra plugins or extensions or whatever they call them. So given the choice, I would say WooCommerce, because then you also have the power of a WordPress site behind it. And like we actually just recently migrated the Legiit merch store from Shopify to WooCommerce because there's no reason to spend $100 a month for something that can be done with another platform that's free and at least as good, if not better. So I give the edge to WooCommerce. And that's kind of my point on freelancing versus Shopify too, is that like if you go on a marketplace like Legiit or whatever, and you have all the tools already there for you for free to build a site, you don't have to pay anything to host what it is that you sell. You have some traffic built in. You have basically everything you need to start a business in just a few minutes, where with Shopify, it's not as user friendly, at least it wasn't in my opinion. And I don't know. I don't see why it became the gold standard other than it's not, I don't know. I was going to say it's beginner friendly, but I really don't feel like it is. So I'm really not sure why Shopify has done such a good job of being the industry leader. I mean, good on them for doing it, but in my opinion, it's just not a superior product. So I don't know why it does so well. And to do Shopify or freelancing, I think that there's way too many advantages to freelancing. And I don't even know why, and it's not as popular as it was a few years ago, but I don't even know why e-commerce is kind of viewed as the intro level to internet marketing, or make money online, because it just is not that easy, especially when you don't have a product of your own, or like if you don't have a shop or like a physical store of your own. So I don't get it. I'm not a big fan of Shopify. I think that they're too restrictive, and I don't know. That's kind of my long shoe take on that. Got Fedley and EG3679 on Instagram. Last list says, I think it's just because of affiliates and easy to use. Like it's somewhat of an all-in-one solution, where with WooCommerce you need hosting, payment processor, etc. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Like you have to have PayPal, a Stripe, or some sort of credit card integration. And, it's on your own hosting, but it's just so restrictive in my experience. Last list says, I think Shopify is crap too. I wouldn't go as far as saying they're crap. I just don't get why they're the industry leader, but good on them. Indica says, I did Shopify drop shipping. Awesome. How did that go for you? Hector says, how often do you recommend posting on GMB for local site? I don't know. I think that that's overrated as a ranking technique. So like maybe once a week, if that. Amber, I just saw your ticket, and I'm just going to drop you the link right here. I don't know where you're getting the broken link, but there you go. How's that? Handling a customer support ticket while I'm live. That's multitasking at its most adequate. I was going to say finest, but let's be honest, that's not the finest. So there we go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe once a month, or not once a month, once a week, a couple times a month. I wouldn't do any more than that. And frankly, I'm afraid to do much at all in my GMB right now, because I'm afraid that anything I do is going to require a review, and it's just going to take a long time, Oh, I see. I thought I updated that in the site footer. Yeah, it's no longer legitmerch.store, and for whatever reason, the redirect isn't working. So, yeah, it's shop.legit.com. I think that with going back to Hector's question, I'm not saying that GMB posting does harm, or I'm not even necessarily saying it doesn't do any good, but it seems like a lot of people just assumed that it was a ranking factor and started doing it, and just have started saying that it is without having actual documentation to support it, you know? Drop shipping is not sweet as people talked about. No need. Me to at least $2,000 for Facebook ads. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of it, like you have to drop ship it from China, which takes even during regular times takes weeks and weeks and weeks. It's just not a great model for me. Yeah, Amber, for some reason the redirect's not working. So just check out shop.legit.com instead. I thought we fixed that, but I guess not. Luis Fernando Brazil just joined, as did Hardy Stewart. Hello, folks. Let me just bring that back up on the screen. Yeah, and we just want to go to that URL instead. The redirect isn't working for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, and to get like a few years ago, like everybody and their brother, and they may still, but everybody and their brother had a Shopify course and was like selling it as like this quick, easy way to make money, drop shipping, hacky sacks from China. I don't know about hacky sacks, but and it just never resonated with me. I tried it a couple times and it just wasn't for me. So yeah, although I mean I love the concept of it, but it just. What are some examples of foundation links for a new page? Also, the best link building process for a new page. If you mean example, like what sites to post on, there's like WordPress.com. There's I don't know. There's tons of them. Weebly, Blogspot, Tumblr, etc. The best link building process is to build foundation links, social profiles, citations, and Web 2.0s with branded content, branded setup, and point them to the page, and then leave that for a while and see how the site responds, assuming you've done good on page as well, and then wait for it to set the rankings to settle, and then you can move on to stronger links, like if you need to PBNs, niche edits, or guest posts. Contacts are drying out. Last list says, when I got into the whole online world, I tried to start a Shopify store, had like 6 sales, made a loss anyway, and 4 were refunds. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected to happen as well. Amber says, got it. I was curious on the look. I Shopify and might move it to WooCommerce. All the plugins are expensive. That was kind of our thought, is to do everything that we, I mean, it's not like a ton of money or whatever, but to do all the things we do is like getting up towards a couple $100 a month for, when we don't really sell that much merch. It's not like a focus or an important thing of ours, So yeah, if you can do it, I suggest doing it personally. I mean, there's a little bit of functionality you're going to have to add from third-party things like Watchlist was mentioning, but overall, I think it's a better investment of your time. And certainly like less costly. You would have to ask Jeff, but I also think that it's probably easier for SEO. But I could be wrong about that. John says, when you build Web 2.0 links, do you build out the blog to appear more natural? Also, what's the best way to get those indexed? Yeah, I mean, I build like a few pages and put a few posts on them and put some decent images. I'm not going to like make it look like it's open for business or anything, but yeah, I make it look at least a little bit to the point where if somebody from that particular site looks at it, they'll see that it's at least an attempt at a genuine site. And I don't worry about indexing. I would try to get them crawled, but I don't worry about indexing. Indexing is probably the second biggest myth in SEO behind duplicate content. Indexing is not required in order for something to have an SEO effect. Do you need foundation links for a blog, or is it just for local SEO? I would do, if it's like an affiliate site, like a review blog or something like that, I would do some branded ones to the homepage, but that's about it. Jim says, a lot of times it's better to take the plunge and build it on WordPress instead of Shopify. After the first month or so, you'll be saving a ton of money by not having to pay monthly for plugins. Yeah, I agree. It's not quite as user-friendly, I don't think, at least not back when I did it the first time in like 2014 or whatever. I had a site, I'll show that site here in a second, but yeah, I agree. Can any other type of web extension besides .com rank the same, like .net? Absolutely, yeah. Jim says, also, the footer is updated. Thank you, Jim. Every time I move it, I lose SEO. That is my main concern. So 301s to save it? Probably, yeah. I mean, if the content is the same and the URL is the same, you shouldn't lose ranking. Last list says, okay, great, thank you. John says, how do you know if those types of links are crawled? You can't really know. All you can do is like submit them to you can either send some social signals to them. Excuse me, I need to sneeze. Or you can run them through something like indexification or something like that that gets them crawled, but you can't really force the matter, you know? Like you can try with tools like that, but there's no way to know. Google doesn't tell you, unfortunately. There used to be a public search console that you could submit things to, but spammy SEOs ruined that for us. Wasla says, I think you can just wait until it's crawled. Yeah, so let's see. I wonder if I still have this site. Nope. All right, so let's go to archive. Show you an old affiliate site that I did that was like it was kind of on WooCommerce, but it was really just Amazon. I think you guys will get a kick out of this. Ah, come on. Oh, I misspelled it. Wasla says, I guess I was wrong. My bad. Not sure what you mean. Keith says, hi, Chris, Jim, and everyone. Hey, Keith, always a pleasure. Glad you can make it today. John says, thanks, Chris. You're a saint among men. I appreciate that, but I don't think that's true. All right, let's show this site. This is embarrassing, but this was an old affiliate site of mine that is no longer there. This was done in WooCommerce, but like it takes you off to Amazon instead, and it was just Star Wars cardboard cutouts. I had I didn't really make a lot from the site. I think I made a couple $100, and I put a ton of time into it trying to make it work. But like, you see how the images just don't crop correctly? I could never figure out how to get that right in WooCommerce. I think it's much easier now, but like I would regenerate the thumbnails and it just would not work. So who knows if this is going to work? I didn't even really do proper SEO to it. I don't know what I was hoping for with this, but this is an old affiliate site of mine that I apparently let go at some point. So thought you might get a kick out of that. Darth Vader was a good seller. So was this one. I sold a couple of those. So even though this was technically affiliate and not WooCommerce or drop shipping, this was a fun one. And I didn't even know how to crop images back then. Not that I'm great at it now, but I could never even get that lined up right. So anyhow, enough walking down memory lane. Wasla says about the waiting. Tomislav says hello. Hello, Tomislav. We've got Wurjaprajit and Indie Authority Marketing on Instagram. What's up to both of you? I'm not going to try to repeat that, but Jeff was nice enough to get us a foundation link example. So hopefully that will help out for who was it that was asking about that? For John. So let me go ahead and bring that up on the screen. This is a site he says is dead for now. I'll bring up the relevant question so it makes sense. You see, it's not particularly glamorous or anything, but it's built out a little bit. Got a about page, a few posts, a blog with nothing on it. And it's just a little example. You don't have to get fancy with it, but at least you build it out a little bit. So I hope that helps John and everybody. Oh, let me stop sharing my screen because that's not interesting. Not that my face is either, but So about 33 minutes into this thing, what else can we do for you? Get into today. Got about 27 people on in total. Not a bad turnout, not a record breaker, but that's okay. Whenever I have a small group, I'm reminded of this time, and I'm babbling because there's nothing to talk about at the moment, but I'm reminded of this time I went to a Jimmy's Chicken Shack concert at a small venue here in Myrtle Beach. And unfortunately, Disturbed was also playing at the House of Blues that night. So everybody went to Disturbed except for me because I have good taste in music. And Jimmy's Chicken Shack was a fairly well-known band at the time, but about 30 people showed up. And they still played a full set and put like as much energy into it as if it was, Wembley Stadium. And I remember them saying that this is not the greatest rock and roll crowd of all time. This is a rock and roll gathering. And that you guys, it was just a very nice thing that they did. Even though there was a small crowd, they didn't phone it in at all. And that's what I always think about when I get a small audience, is how I still owe it to them to do the best that I can, because even though it's just a few of them, they still showed up and they still deserve your best. So I hope that connects with somebody. And I also hope that at least one person knows who Jimmy's Chicken Shack is. Thomas Slav says, hey, Jim, I hope you won't mind if I contact you tomorrow. I need some guidance. Won't take too much of your time, I promise. Jim says, I got on late. Did we cover the new awesomeness for the premium users on Legiit? We did not. Jim is very, very proud of this, as he should be, because it's awesome. And if this isn't what you're talking about, Jim, then clarify for me. But for those of us that are premium freelancers and have taken advantage of the numerous, let's see, where is it? The numerous features that premium subscription comes with today, including those. He added something that really makes your profile stand out. So we're going to look at that here in just a second. Let's look at this handsome devil and look at one of his services. Check that out. A little animation, a giant banner showing that you're a premium seller, the blue check mark, but look how sexy that is. I literally got messages at like 1 a.m. about that when people saw it. So I think that's just beautiful. And I think it really makes it stand out. Is that what you were talking about, Jim? Mohammed says, I just joined Legiit today. Awesome. Welcome aboard, Mohammed. I created my gig today. Hope we'll get some orders soon. Any suggestions for new sellers on Legiit? Absolutely. First of all, if you want to tell me your username or drop your link, I'll be happy to take a look at your profile and your service and give you some advice. And then what you're going to want to do is hop over into the Legiit Facebook group and take advantage of like all the things we offer in there. The Legiit Monday, the Legiit Roundup, what else? The different promotional offers we have in there. There's other things I'm not thinking of because I'm on the spot, but definitely jump into that. It's legiit.group. And again, dude, if you want to send me, if you want to just post your link in the chat there, first of all, that'll get it some exposure in general, but I'll be happy to bring it up on screen and take a look and see how we can help you get going. So welcome aboard. Stop sharing. Tomislav says, damn, that's sexy, and it's in colors of my logo. That was actually the main consideration, Tomislav. At like 2 a.m., Jim and I were like, what does Tomislav's logo look like? How can we make it for the... I'm kidding. But I think it is too. Jim did a great job with that, and he's very, very proud of it, as he should be, because it's really, really, really awesome, and it makes it stand out. And we've really pushed out a lot of effort. Like, we are not the biggest marketplace yet, but we're putting in the work more than any of them. And that's why we're going to win. That, and because we have such a great community and all of you folks, including, and then a great team behind the scenes, including Jim, Georgie, Ahmed, the developers, Jessica, all the other team members that really make it count. And I'm just here to be the pretty face on the package. Watchlist says, also on the earlier topic of getting a foundation link crawled, could you maybe guest post on a community type site and a link to it? Wouldn't that help? What do you mean by a community type site? Like a forum? Or I'm not sure what you mean by a community type site. Ranjit Darbar just joined on Instagram. What's up, Ranjit? Watchlist says, welcome to the most awesome freelance marketplace, Mohammed. Absolutely, dude. I hope you'll drop your service in your profile so we can take a look. Jim says, massive action plus good people equals success. Absolutely. It's really that simple. Like, it's really not that simple, but it is. It's not simple to find those things, at least the good people, but if you can, it's really a two-step formula like that. I also want to point out something that Jim pointed out to me last night about this service, is that in this image, the tattoo is on my left arm, but in reality, it's on my right arm. So I have no idea how the guy that edited this together for me managed that. I guess it's the mirror effect or something, but it's kind of funny because it looks like it's on my left arm when it's on my right arm, and I didn't notice that. So stop sharing. Going on 40 minutes. I can't believe how fast these go. Feels like it was just getting ready a few minutes ago. Like Bayonet, AppSense, and similar, where you can just create an account and post with a do following. I don't know if that would help or not. It might. I haven't done it, so I can't say for sure. Mohammed says, thanks, Watchlist. All right, making those connections. Mama, dude, definitely send me your profile so I can look it over, though. Want to be as helpful as I possibly can. Thomas Lab says, compared to Becker's old marketplace, Legiit kicks ass. Actually, you can't compare the two. Looking forward to witnessing Legiit becoming the biggest marketing marketplace. So am I. And thank you very much. Nothing against Becker or Conquer or Source Market, because without them, I wouldn't have gotten here. But yeah, I think that we've built something really special. Jim says, were you a Hulk Hogan fan back in the day? I kind of was, even until a couple of years ago when it turned out he was not a great person. But yeah, as a kid, I was a huge Hulkamaniac. And it still kind of defines the type of characters and superheroes and stuff that I like even today, because he was the invincible Superman type. And that's kind of what I've always appealed to. So yeah, I was a big fan. Waslet says, no problem. Glad to see you guys getting acquainted. The community is really, the platform is amazing, but the community is what really makes legit. Jim actually has the Facebook conversation that he and I had when we decided on the Legiit name too. So that's really awesome. That's going to hang up in the office someday, assuming you can get the resolution right. See if I miss any questions anywhere else. Doesn't look like it. So, yay. Nose itches. Doesn't that mean I'm going to get money or something? I could be wrong. All right. What else can we get into? We've been here for 42 minutes, and we want to keep this party going. We got David Becker, no relation. David Becker 1000 on Instagram. What's up, David? Hope you are doing well. Good Lord, I need a haircut. In Serbia, it means you'll get angry. Not sure what that means. I'm not sure what you mean. Jim says, I would say you can hang it in your office, but it might suffer the same fate as the whiteboard and Buddha artwork. Jim gets really, really bothered by paintings that are not hung up because I have a whiteboard there that's not hung up. I have a whiteboard in my, where even is that one? I think I have a whiteboard in my office that's not hung up. I have a painting here that's not hung up, and I had a painting in my old office that was hung up, but I took down and never put back up, and it always bothers him. So I could change it, but then it would no longer bother him, and that's funny to me. J Smith GC on Instagram says, hello. Hello, J Smith. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us today. Jim, when we're allowed to travel again, you're welcome to come down here and help me hang some things up. Thomas Laws says, if your nose is itching here, it means you'll get angry. Oh, Lord. I don't want to get angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. Little Incredible Hulk reference there for you. Although he updated it, and I think it was the first Avengers movie where he said, that was a great line, where he's like, that's what nobody understands is I'm always angry. Jim says, I actually considered driving there last night. That's interesting. That would be a very long drive. Also, I don't have a spare room, and you can't go to hotels here right now. So that would have been unfortunate. You would have had to sleep on my couch. They literally have the hotels closed for at least the rest of the month, probably longer. It's actually very bizarre because I've seen there's this one road in Myrtle Beach called Ocean Boulevard. It's obviously right on the ocean where all the hotels are. And I've seen it closed before for hurricanes, but I checked it out last week or something. And now it's they're not only closed, but the lights are all off and the vacancy signs are off. And it looks like an urban explorer type thing where there's just no signs of life at all. So it's very, very strange to see like that, especially when I know that, well, never mind. It's just very strange to see like that. I have a tripod for my phone that would make these broadcasts a lot easier, but I can't seem to find it. So it must be at my office. So hopefully when I go back there on May 4th, I'll be able to find it. Jim says, no, I don't want to stay. Was just going to take the 14-hour drive just to hang up that painting and then get back in the car and drive back. That doesn't really seem like that great of a use of your time. But if it bothers you that much, you are perfectly willing to do that. And please, if you do, vlog it so we can all kind of see the madness of it. Be like, you're like, hour 12. I'm in North Carolina, almost there to get that painting hung up. And then like once you get really close, I just like throw it away. So you waste the whole trip because that's the kind of guy I am. I just had lunch right before this, but I am hungry. Because I know you were all on pins and needles wondering. Jim says it would only cost about $12 in fuel. Yeah, you're right. It's like 2 full tanks, and you probably wouldn't even need 2 full tanks, and it would only cost a few bucks because gas is so inexpensive right now, which is actually not great for the economy, but no one cares about the economy anymore. I'm sorry. Was I sounding salty just then? Right. We got about 13 minutes at most left. What else would you folks like to get into today? Let's recap some of the things we covered today. For those just joining, we covered that I should use a countdown timer or the news of the day to start these off. We found out that there is a great SEO Chrome extension called SEO Minion that helps with on page and things like that. Peter Rhoda just joined on Instagram. What's up, Peter? Let's see. We found that the link to the merch store in the footer on Legiit did not work right, and we got that fixed in real time as I answered a support ticket in real time as well. We discussed WooCommerce versus Shopify and why Shopify is kind of the industry leader despite it not being as good a product. We talked about how often to post for GMB. We talked about foundation links, what they look like, and how to get them indexed. And and if there's any disadvantage to migrating from Shopify to WooCommerce, we covered that. We covered if you could rank things besides .com. Jim advised to just go start with WooCommerce in the beginning. We talked about getting links crawled. Let's see. We talked about an awesome new feature on Legiit for premium sellers. We had Mohammed tell us he just joined today, so we're looking forward to working with Mohammed. Watchlist made a suggestion on how to get links crawled. We talked about how massive success plus good people leads to, or massive action plus good people equals success, and some other things. Can we talk about how I have dog envy for Tomislav's dog? He looks so happy. Let's bring that back up. He does. I thought for the longest time that was a meme. I'm not even kidding. And then when on one of these live streams, he said that that's his actual dog. And he just looks so happy. Like, not just dog envy. I wish I was able to look that happy. I can't smile in a picture if my life depended on it. Like, and that dog just looks like he's having the best time of his life. So Tomislav must be the greatest dog owner ever. So I concur. So if you have a secret, Tomislav, let us know what it is, or don't. You may want to keep that one to yourself. But your dog looks so happy in that picture; it always makes me laugh. All right, we got about 10 minutes left, so anything else we can get into? Its name is Happy. Well, that's extremely appropriate. It would be like if Jim's name was Bald. Oh, burn. I would do the rap battle gif right now if I could. All right. You know what? Let's do our daily dad joke. See if we got any good ones here. You should buy a cat and name it Wealthy. I was actually, for a while, I was the member of like a secret cooking society, but unfortunately they kicked me out for spilling the beans. Heyo! Wasla says, my computer's messing up weirdly. It must be a Mac. I'm going to reset my computer. Hope everyone has a great day. Hope you do as well, Waslis. Thanks for your help on Twitter. Craig says, sell the secrets to dog happiness on Legiit. Totally, man. That dog looks so happy. You'd make $1 million billion, or at least like $5. No one laughed at my joke, and now I'm feeling insecure. Hypothetically, if someone, not me, someone was to write a gray hat SEO book, what would your suggestion, ideas, anything be for the book? Asking for a friend. I guess it depends on what you define as gray hat SEO, but I would say just put in whatever you think works. Like, I don't see why there needs to be any judgment, whether it's PBNs. And PBNs are what I think of as gray hat. I don't know, man. Just put in whatever your experience is, and let the haters hate. You know, like if they're unhappy with what the techniques that you put in it, then they don't have to do it. You know. So I don't know. I guess niche edits, PBNs. I don't really know what you consider gray hat, but I would put in whatever you think is appropriate, and to heck with the people that don't like it. Jim says we only laugh at the funny ones. Now that's just plain rude. Like there's literally no excuse for that. Tomislav says secret grandma is cooking for him. He's eating better than I do. Laugh out loud. Well, that'll do it. Wish somebody would cook for me. I barely remember how that thing in the kitchen that makes things hot. I barely remember how that works. Like this afternoon, I just had like some chicken salad and some walnuts. That's probably why I'm hungry now. So if grandma wants to send me some food too, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Just saying. All right, we got about 6 minutes left. Feel like we're running out of steam a little bit, but that's okay. Because I know I certainly am. I have been talking for like 4 days straight, basically. That's only a mild exaggeration. I mean, as a marketer, you should assume that any number I ever say is exaggerated, but that one is not that heavily exaggerated. Looks like we got a question that's taking its time to get from YouTube over to StreamYard. I don't know why it does that, but Tomislav says, I'll see what I can do about that. You know, I didn't want to miss out because I didn't ask, you know? It doesn't work, but there's no harm in trying. You miss with that expression, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Well, we got a nice comment on the video I posted earlier today. Great website and way better than the other choices out there. That's nice of them. Super Satya says, yeah, I was looking at a lot of content, especially books and Udemy stuff. It's just a whole lot of theory and not much actionable advice. Noobs need a bit of hand-holding. Sure. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of training, and I like to target it towards with the assumption that the person watching, reading, consuming it has never picked up, has no idea what SEO even stands for. So I think you're right. And there also a lot of theory is theory is fine because it is the basis for action, but theory without action is just conversation, So it's definitely important to have both. All right, we got 4 minutes left. But also, dude, and if you create I assume that you mean an ebook, but I don't know if you mean like a physical book, but if you create like an ebook and you run some advertising to it, that's a monster of a lead generation opportunity. I ran one for my Google Maps ebook for like years, and I collected thousands and thousands and thousands of leads from it. And, they've all grown into customers, clients, community members, and so on. So if you're going to create a book like that and just run some cheap Facebook ads to it, you're gonna love it. You're going to collect a lot, and then you can sell and produce content for those folks and really turn that into like a whole business. I think that's probably my favorite business model, to be perfectly honest. So I say go for it. And now when you run ads, people are going to be haters and comment on it and stuff, but you know what? They're commenting on what you built, and you're not commenting on what they built. So Freelancer Saror just joined on Instagram. Always a pleasure. As did Man Making Plastic. And we're actually just about to wrap up in about 2 more minutes. So any buzzer beaters we have, now is the time. I hope you guys are still enjoying all of this. Or all these live streams. We try to do them every single day because I think that they help. I think they help us stay communal and keep up with each other and not spend so much time alone if we are forced to be alone. And, frankly, it's just fun. I look forward to finding a way to do it every single day. So Instagram, I'm going to have to go ahead and shut you down because the timer is now running. Thanks for watching, and subscribe on it or whatever it is you do on Instagram, follow, because I will be doing these every day. So see you tomorrow, Instagram. And at Facebook and YouTube, we have about 1.5 minutes left. So let me know if there's anything else you'd like to get into there. Jim says these are the highlight of his day. Well, thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. For real, though, I'm glad that you like it. Oh, well, thank you for the super chat there, Super Satya. I really appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Not necessary, but it's very much appreciated. So thank you for that. All right, guys, we got about 45 seconds left, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. As usual, we will do these tomorrow or again tomorrow sometime. I don't know the time. It just depends on how my day shakes out, but I really do appreciate you being here and taking the time to spend part of your day with me and with the community, and for everything that you all do for each other and for me. And I really can never express how much that means to me and how much we appreciate it. So thank you very much. Figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, guys.